I've always started out as just being a discount coach. Greg reached out, and I've been trying to do the business. I haven't really been going as hard as what I could be over the past year. Things have really just tapered off for myself. I'm one of those that I'm trying. I'm going to get restarted. I went back to the training. I did miss a couple of days there. I need to go back through it, but right now I'm going to just, I missed this one, but the next one I'm going to jump back into it, do it. There was a couple things I wanted to go back through and just look at some of her settings there. I am from Worcester, Ohio, married, have two boys, a 29-year-old and a 26-year-old who's married with two kids as well, who lives over in Indianapolis area.
Nice.
So
nice.
Nice to meet everybody.
Great. All right, Tiffany, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I've been with Beachbody for about 3 years, been a coach for about 2.5 years, had really great success with it. I was enrolled for a while there, and then I dropped back down to just active coach. And I relocated recently from Alaska back to Missouri, and in that time frame, I just kind of fell off with doing any of my coaching business stuff, and really just want to get back into that and have a little more income producing again from that, and help just touch people and show my kiddo, my family, what to do. So I'm kind of back to doing that. I'm a full-time nurse. I get to now look at documentation of doctors in the hospital and tell them what they're not doing right and get that fixed, which is kind of fun. But I joined the Coach Alpha group and just wanted to get some accountability, and I've got some plans in the work for some groups coming up. And my husband's also a relatively new coach, and he's going to start working, and we're going to do a couple of team groups together, and kind of we've got a little niche market for special needs parents, and so we're going to look at doing some groups together, I think, and make our business go that way.
That's a great idea. I know a real estate agent that special needs is her niche, and she calls herself Special Agent Bobby. That's her handle,
Yeah.
But yeah, how's Olga doing? Is she interested in getting back into it?
So I think she's still doing her group. She's just a coach right now, an active coach, but she's still posting all the time. She has active groups going. She's just not doing as much coach recruitment and getting the coaches. So we've actually got a call set up so that we can see how her stuff is set up right now, because she's got 3 active coaches, but I think they're all on the same side, and so we need to talk about how she can get an active coach on the other side to bump her back up to Emerald.
Yeah, absolutely. I know she's in Alaska still, so but if she wants to get up at 4 in the morning and join us, she can.
Right? Yeah. Well,
All right.
Well, we'll see if she wants to. I'm not sure she's quite that hardcore, but who knows? She is Russian.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Bridget, you want to go?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm Bridget. I started using Beachbody in 2015 and then started coaching in 16, and I kind of go back and forth. I've been at Emerald for quite a bit. I did drop back down to coach for a short time this year, but I've kind of been out at Emerald for the most part, and I don't know, things go good, and then I don't, I guess I don't keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and then things get real slow again, and so I just need to work on being consistent and do the things that I know work. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you say like where you live and stuff?
Oh, I live in Northeast Wyoming, which is on the edge of the Black Hills.
Cool. Chris, go ahead.
All right, my name's Christopher Kingsley. I'm from Chandler, Arizona, and I actually first started with Beachbody. It was back, I want to say, around 2012, 2013. That's when I got introduced. My older brother, first started talking about this program called P90X, and he said, "Hey, try it out," kind of thing. And for me, I got started on it and stopped like several times like on the program, but I was realizing like as I was doing them that I really enjoyed it. And I would have to say that after 6 months or so of like starting and stopping, I would say once P90X3 came out, I did that and 30-minute workouts. I loved it. That was my first program that I ever completed, and I loved every minute of it. And so I got involved with Greg. Greg invited me to be a customer of his, and then afterward, I really liked the idea of the coaching opportunity back then. So I joined as a coach, and then, but things in my life back then weren't quite working out so well. I was a school teacher and did that for 3.5 years, and that was beyond stressful. So I quit as a coach back then. I think 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. And but I still enjoyed doing the workouts and everything, but I was still trying to find myself where I could be at peace, both in my mind and in my heart. And so now I've gotten to a point where in my life where I can actually do that now. So right now I work as a phone associate over at Vanguard, an institutional investing group. And so as a phone associate, I feel very happy there. I feel like I'm doing very well at my current job now. And so because I'm in a right state of frame mind here, you know, so and now I'm like, okay, now on my off hours, I can go ahead and work on my business from here. So I think I joined back, I think it was late October again. And so it's been close to 10 weeks, 9-10 weeks now that I've been a coach, but went through Coach Alpha. And then after that, I took everything of that to heart, incorporating some things. And I want to say, I don't know if it's been probably a week. I think this week has like been my first week that I've been like regularly posting on my Instagram, posting stories, you know, that kind of thing. So, and I'm getting a lot of results from it so far. It's about those, because I'm reading the book Jab, 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 Right Hook. It's just putting out those little jabs, just like little feelers, like, hey, my group here, and that kind of thing. And so, so far I've been getting a lot more interaction this week than I have in the previous weeks. But right now it's just getting the people talking and stuff. I just, like even this past week, actually, like 10 minutes before the call even started, I actually sent out 2 invitation emails to people. So things are on the up and up.
Awesome. Yeah, you've been doing great, Chris. And I'm so glad you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was I going to ask you? Oh, you brought up the Jab Jab. Did you guys watch the Gary Vaynerchuk video that I posted?
I have not yet.
Yes.
You definitely need to watch that. Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, he talks about, you know, giving on social media and how to do it with direct messaging. And that's exactly what we've been teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, John, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guys. John. I started coaching again quite recently. Was a coach prior. Again, similar to Chris, wasn't in the right mindset back then. But very familiar overall with Beachbody. I actually conquered a 100-pound weight loss journey in the progress after several rounds of P90X3. Was introduced to coaching originally by my sister-in-law back then, you know, after losing all the weight. Gave it a try, but like I said, wasn't really in the right mindset. And that's when kind of found Greg. Greg introduced me, got me back on the right track, recommended a couple great books. And after, you know, being in the right mindset, starting to apply the business principles today, and looking forward to challenge group. I got started Monday. Right now I got 3 challengers interested, plus I'm working on both my brothers and my sister-in-law to kind of being my big supporters in there. Plus potentially I've been talking to my brothers about the coaching opportunity as a whole. So looking to eventually go Emerald, you know, and big plans, of course, to go Diamond. Setting a goal for Diamond by June 1st.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, yeah, we'll celebrate when you get there. But I know you'll hit Emerald first, so hopefully, you know, 30-day, set a 30-day goal for that one.
30-day goal.
You mentioned the books. One book that I had recommended to John was Go Pro. And John, can you just tell everybody like what you thought of it and like what you got out of it?
I thought it was an absolute game changer. It made me, the key principles I took away with it are taking yourself away from being the expert of some of these things where you don't know the much information on. Like, you can't be the expert on every single workout program or not a nutrition expert and all that, but it taught me to use third-party tools and utilize what Beachbody has to offer. We have so much content inside that in the coach office. It's unbelievable the resources we have to, guide yourself to not being the expert, but at least giving people the answers. And more importantly than that, it's about duplication and being able to show these customers or potential coaches that it can be duplicated. It's not difficult. It's these core concepts over time that build your lasting results.
Yeah, have you guys all read GoPro?
Not yet, no.
Yes.
So Brent, and I think that's it. Or Tiffany, have you read it? Yeah. Okay. Brent, Tiffany. So yeah, Chris, Bridget, definitely get it, read it, or you can get it on audio and listen to it. He reads it himself. He's a fantastic speaker and author. So, I highly recommend it. Who else joined the 160 number? Sorry, is that Lisa?
Okay, you have Connie on 3447.
Okay.
I thought I recognized it.
Okay, 601. Yeah, that's my area code. Duh. Yeah.
Well, I said 160, but it's 1601. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, no, I can only use the phone as my driving just started as my day started just as the group did. So I'm again having to multitask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no problem, Connie. You want to introduce yourself? Tell people where you're from, how long you've been a coach?
I may have to call you right back. When I turned my GPS on, my headset kicked over to it. So let me try to reconnect with my headset. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I think I got you guys now.
Yep.
Okay, my name is Connie. I actually live in Mississippi, but more reality is I live in a big truck. I drive 3 weeks out of the year, and I'm home for about 3 days after 3 weeks off.
Okay.
So exercising in the truck is a challenge. So that kind of, to me, makes it a challenge for being a coach, because I don't have the time, or feel I don't have the time to promote it properly. I'm being me, and I tend to be better with face-to-face connections than with being online in that. So I've been at this for like 3 years and still ain't made emerald. So evidently I'm not doing something right, and I'm trying to re-establish again.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, Connie. And Chris, you were also a big rig driver, right?
For a month.
Okay. Well, you have some experience, so you know what
somewhat. Yeah. I know what it's like to try to exercise in a cab. So.
Yeah, she does amazing. Yeah.
Yes, she does. Mm-hmm.
It's very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
But so what we've been doing like each week, Chris and John and I and some others, is we just been doing the basics. We've just Tiffany, I thought your hand was raised there.
Just trying to save you from the sun.
Yeah, no problem. so we have I've been sharing with them on my process that I do, and maybe I'll just go over that again with you guys. And then I have them fill out their BAPs and we talk about it because they just started doing it, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's the key. It's just being consistent in doing it every day.
Mhm.
And Bridget, I know I shared with you like what I'm doing on Instagram, but
Brett,
yeah, Brent.
just real quick, can I make one comment about your consistency? I don't know if you've read it. I'm reading it right now. It's a really good book about consistency. It's called The Slight Edge.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because it talks about consistency. You mentioned that, and it made me think of that book.
Yes, I have read it. It's an awesome book, and it's one that it's like at the top of every coach's list of a must read. That and The Compound Effect. Both of those are very similar. Some coaches like The Slight Edge better. I kind of like The Compound Effect better. I guess it was the first one I read, but yeah, I highly recommend those.
Okay.
So yeah, for me, that's kind of key, and that's always been the key to my success over the years is just consistency, right? It's I've never been a coach that, and I never will. I guess I shouldn't have that attitude, but I'm a realistic coach, right? I'm never going to be like the top coach in the network. I'm never going to be in the top 10, but I can still be successful, right, by being successful at what I do. And obviously I've been very successful as a coach, part of the $1 Million Club and stuff like that. And I've had to change and adapt over the years, which is hard for me because I love to get into a pattern, right? And I hate change, like most people.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was going to say, and who's different?
Yeah. So for me, it's like I started out on the message boards, and that's where I know I met a lot of you guys, Connie, Brent, and stuff, right? And and then they shut those down, and I was forced to. I've always done Facebook too, but I've limited success with the social media. But then after they shut down the message boards, I was forced to go all in to Instagram. And that's what most coaches are doing. That's where they're picking up most of their people over Facebook. I mean, you can still do Facebook, but really you need to primarily focus on Instagram. Now, there are coaches that do YouTube or Pinterest or whatever. I mean, you have complete freedom to do this business however you want. You can set up a stand in the mall. You can invite people to local meetings. You can do whatever you want to do. But what I've been doing on the app, right, on the Instagram app, and what I shared with a bunch of you guys is I've been doing the 100 follow unfollow method. Okay. I used to do that, and you guys know, with a program called Follow Adder. There was one called STEM Social. There was one called 21 Jumper. Okay. Bottom line, they have all stopped working. None of them work anymore. Instagram has shut them all down. Okay. They still exist. They still say they work, but they don't work. You get blocked. They take your money. Don't bother using them anymore. So now I do it manually. Okay. And it works out just as well. Oh, there, I got Connie on my top of my screen on Instagram.
Sweet.
Yep. So what I do is for unfollows, typically I'll do unfollows first. So it's kind of hard to see on this, but you can see my followers, my unfollowers. They're about matched. I'm around 7,000 now.
Yeah.
And so what I'll do is I'll first unfollow 100. Okay. So, and if you're just starting out in this, you want to go slow. And Chris, because you got blocked a couple times.
I even got blocked today. I just posted one post today, and then when I was getting started to follow someone, they say action's been blocked. You got to wait till tomorrow. So, okay.
Yeah, I know. When you're getting started with Instagram, you got to slowly ramp up. But I've been doing this, a couple of years, and I've They don't block me anymore. But when it brings up your followers, but I don't go. I keep it around 100, 150. You know.
Is that a day or is that through the week?
Oh no, that's a day.
Per day.
That's a day.
Yeah.
So ramping up by doing this, would I be better off looking at maybe starting at, say, I'm just throwing a number out there, say like 20 a day? So
I would, press the limit, because if they suspend you, right, Chris, it's only like 24 hours, right?
It's only 24 hours. They only suspend you till the next day, and then you can get right back up on your activity again.
So,
okay.
I would start maybe 50 for the first week and then try to go up to 100 the second week.
And then just as a heads up, as far as the blocking goes, they only block you as far as followers and likes. You can still post stories. You can't do regular Instagram posts, but you can do like a story on there. So if you wanted to post a story for 24 hours, you can still do that, and you can still message people still. So there's still some things that can work if they still block you. So just as a heads up, it's just the follow, the unfollow, liking people's posts, and posting regular posts. But sharing stories and instant messages still work.
Okay.
Yeah. So who do you unfollow? So there's this little sort button at the top. Okay. It's a little up and down arrow, and you can sort it, and this little list pops up, and it says date followed earliest. So I select that, date followed earliest, and that'll give you all the people, because I have 7,000. It takes like 2 minutes to resort, but it'll basically everybody who followed me, like, the earliest, right? And so I want, first in, first out, right? So I want the people that follow me the earliest. Those are the ones that I want to get rid of, unless I know them, right? Unless I'm engaged with them or know them personally, right? So that's typically how I sort it. And, I'll look for people that I know, and I won't unfollow them, but everyone else,
Gotcha.
I just go down the list and I just go unfollow. So literally it takes me about 100 seconds. Okay. So then it comes to the follows, right? So for me, one thing that I do is I love Tony Horton, P90X. That was what changed my life. That's kind of my niche. So I go to Tony Horton most of the time, and he's got 232,000 followers. And I just click on his people that are following him. And you can see he gets, it always puts his followers at the top, but he gets like a couple hundred followers a day. Okay. So you never run out of people. So basically, I just go, you can see, I just go follow, and I count. And I go, that's another 100 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you may not want to do Tony Horton. The bad thing about doing the trainers is you will get a lot of coaches, right? Or you'll get a lot of people that are engaged with coaches. But for me, that works, because I still get the 10 to 20% that are not engaged and that already are introduced and love Beachbody. And those are the ones that I invite to my group, right? And that's the same thing I did on the message boards. Obviously, everybody there had a coach. Everybody there had a workout program already. I just invited them into my group, right? So I haven't really changed that much from what I've been doing for 10 years. I just started using Instagram. Okay, so you guys are welcome to do what I do. Like Sean T is another one. I can tell you, if you go after the new trainers like Autumn and Jericho and stuff, that you're pretty much going to get all coaches, or because they're new, right? But if you go after the older ones like Shalene and Tony and who else? Obviously Sean, right? And those three have the most followers, right? And you that'll definitely work for you. The other thing that you can do, especially if you define niches like special agent, like Tiffany was saying, come up with hashtags or that you can search for, and just you can do the same thing with hashtags. Now I can tell you, like, the reason that we do the follows, right, is not because I want to really follow people, right? It's because I want them to follow me back, right? So they're going to see that I followed them. They're going to, you know, some of them are going to check out my profile and they're going to say, okay, this guy, he's motivational, he's inspiring. I'm going to follow him back, right? And that's what I want. So when they follow me back, I will then message them, and I'll tell you about that. But let me get back to the hashtags, because what works even better than just following people is searching for the hashtags and liking people's pictures, commenting on their pictures, and then following them. I can tell you that your percentage of follows back will go up tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you can come up, everybody, like, come up with a list of 20 hashtags, you know, that you can follow those hashtags or just search those hashtags every day. So if you do your 100, and then let's set a goal for like 10 hashtags that you can,
Mm-hmm.
or no, 10 people that you search on your hashtags that you can like or comment on their photo a day,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
or do 5. If 10 is too much, do 5. What, John?
I've been having good success with that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was going under Dog Dad, just something I don't know why I decided to search that, but I got in there. I mean, it related to me. They see my dogs on my page, but I've actually had more success with that hashtag than any other. And it's not something I would never have thought of, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
awesome.
to Greg, I was following, liking their first 3 photos, and usually I would say probably 6 out of 10 times they're following me back. That's 4 notifications they're getting, you know?
Yeah, if you like and comment, like, the comment is so much more powerful, especially if you ask a question in the comment, you know,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just saying, great job, you know, if you say, you know, or whatever, if you say, how do you like that dog? Or you know, what's your dog's favorite meal or whatever, you know, if you ask them a question, they're gonna definitely follow you, you know.
One method I use that I got from a video watching on the Beachbody coaching videos was, I liked this one person. She said she does what's called the 5-3-1 method. You like 5 posts, you comment on 3, and then the 1 you follow them back. Well, not follow them back, but you follow them, right? So in that sense, they get 9 notifications from you. The 5 likes, the 3 comments, and the 1 follow, right? And then, like what Greg was talking about, there's one guy this week, actually, I think it was just yesterday, I did that with one guy, and one post that he had was talking about his son who has Asperger's. Well, for those of you who don't know, Greg knows this, I struggle with Asperger's. So for me, I was actually able to connect out with him on that comment. And I said, what you're posting about this is true. I have Asperger's myself. You know, people tend to underestimate people who have conditions like this. And they say, oh, they just have a condition. And they just kind of, they don't say it out loud, but they kind of like put us aside in a group by ourselves saying, oh, you know, not saying that they won't be successful, but, you know, it's going to be a lot harder for them, you know? So it's like, so I posted that, and he just replied, he's like, yeah, man. And so that kind of thing. So I'm going to reach out to him today. So that I can get engaged with him one-on-one. So yes, I've been, that's been helping me out a lot too.
Awesome. So the last step is go through your hearts every day, right? Click on your heart and go through your notifications, and anybody that followed you back, you're going to message them, right? And if you have an iPhone, I found out it gives you the little message button right next to the person that followed you. Now, I'm pretty sure if you have a Android, you actually have to click on the person that followed you, look at their profile, and then message them back, and then click the message button. But for me, I mean, it literally takes, you know, another couple minutes, because maybe out of the 100, I get 10, you know, people that follow me back, right? Well, then I will message those 10 people. I give them a brief, you know, message about who I am. You know, I tell them I've been a coach, and I ask them a question, right? And I ask them what workout they've been doing. Now, you know, I know Tom, he uses several different scripts. So Tiffany, for example, if you're going after special needs people, right, or it's a special needs person that you met, maybe you want to have a special script just for them, right? Say, hey, I'm a special needs mom, and I just wanted to connect with you. I'm also a health and fitness coach, and and then just ask them a question to get it started, right? Don't be salesy. Don't try to sell them on anything. But after the conversation gets going and we start talking about workouts, especially if they're doing a Beachbody workout and I've already checked out their profile and I see they're not a coach, I might ask them, hey, are you engaged with a coach or working with a support group? And if they tell me no, bam, I invite them into my group, and as soon as I invite them into my group, they go into my spreadsheet. And that's the key for tracking and follow-up, like Chris was saying, you can come up with, if you just want to put people in there that you want to follow up with a couple days later, it's like whatever criteria you have for putting people in your spreadsheet, you got to start tracking them. Whether you write them on a notebook or I use a Google spreadsheet, I just put them in there like anybody that I've invited, because half the people won't join, even though you invited them, right? Half maybe will join, but then they'll disappear. So you got to have a way of following up with people,
Mm-hmm.
And I put notes in there. I put a date in there, I put a little status. So you just have to, that's really key. So one of the things that we want to do, is start tracking how many people that we've invited, right? How many new followers we've had, right? Those are the things that you need to put in your BAT. So starting, if you're not doing this already, just get the BAT or create your own. It doesn't matter. But, it's like I was telling John, it's like the BAT is good, but it's very basic. And I don't really see much value. Obviously, it's to train you of getting in the habit, but, having people check off that they did their workout and have them check off that they drank their shake, I don't see much value in that, right? Really what I see the value in, and did you do your personal development, right? You guys have got that covered, right? You just got to get in the habit of doing that. But really what you need to start tracking is how many invites did you do today, right? Or how many follows did you do today, or how many conversations did you have today? How many people did you actually get into your group, get invited to your group today?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the stats that you need to start tracking. That way you can see, oh, Brent, you started with 50 and you were only inviting one person a week to your group. Well, when you went to 100, you started inviting 3 people to your group. So you're seeing the exponential growth, right? And then maybe you track, oh, well, today I went to 150 and I got blocked. Okay, so you put a little star there. Okay, can't go over 150, at least for a month, and maybe try it again next month.
100's been a good number for me. I haven't experienced any of the blockage at this point yet, and I average probably 100 consistently this whole week.
Yeah, me too. I've been doing pretty much 100. It's a good number for me, and then I don't get, too overwhelmed with messages the next day because I've got other things that I'm doing. So if I get too many messages, I just feel, a little overwhelmed. So, it's good for me too. And some days I skip, so it's okay to skip and to kind of let things digest and stuff, but it's just consistently doing that, right? And that's what you got to do. And John, you were saying he got one person into your group and he's like, the pressure's on now because it's just me and the other person, right?
I've had a really good result. Actually, I got a couple messaging me right now looking for the business opportunity, and that was found off like Dog Dad. I couldn't believe it. But then I was using but then I think the only thing was with unfollowing. I think I did get triggered for unfollowing too many people. I think it told me to wait 24 hours. So I was going back through the people I messaged at the beginning of the week, or not messaged, but followed, and then unfollowing them because they didn't message back or follow back.
Yeah. That's normal. And and if you're just getting started and getting built up, maybe you want to get your followers higher, or whatever. It's up to you, Or
One thing I've been doing, and I don't know if you want to chime in on this, Greg, but one thing that I've done for me is that because sometimes I can get overwhelmed with all the messages when you start messaging people. I've decided to give them about like 2 weeks or so, because you can see when you last messaged them, and then it'll say right underneath the message, oh, this has been 2 weeks or 4 weeks or a month since you've messaged them, kind of thing. So I've been kind of giving myself that 2 week window where it's like once it hits 2 weeks, just go ahead and delete it from my message thing, just so that I'm not overwhelmed with the original invite, so then that way that I can see, oh, these are all the people that I'm actively engaged with, that I'm actively talking with, that kind of thing. And then so if you have those older messages, you're not bogged down by them.
yeah, very good point. I also picked up a potential new coach this week just from messaging. It turned out he is in Northern Virginia with me. He is a Homeland Security investigator, so we had some things in common there. And he had already done many Beachbody workouts, and I saw he's doing like Spartan races and stuff like that. And I asked him, hey, have you considered becoming a coach, right? And he's like, no, but I would love to hear more information about it. I got him on the phone, of course, right? Did you guys watch my recruiting call? I know, John, you did, right? Grant, you were on the call, right?
Yes.
So, Chris and Bridget, I posted it in the group. Definitely watch it this week, okay? So it tells you how my process that I recruit people. And I got him on the phone, and he's super excited to sign up. He says that he wants to get out. He wants to change careers, or at least his current employer, and they really limit what he's allowed to do, right? And he has to get approval to get another job, right? He's working for Homeland. So he said that he wants to wait till after that. But anyway, the point is he's super excited. He wants to become a coach. And I just met him on Instagram, just like John was saying. So that happens, right? If you find the right person who is already doing, everything, who already has the right mindset, you can convince them to be a coach right away, right? So that's a cool thing. And if I had just invited him, some people, it's like I try to invite to my group and they're like, nah, I'm okay. I've been doing this for years on my own. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, have you ever thought about becoming a coach? And that works sometimes, because if inviting them to your free group doesn't work, and there's no way you're going to be able to try to sell them on anything. So just say, offer them the coaching opportunity. That's perfectly fine, and I've done that many, many times. So
Yeah, I was doing that with the ones that were more, already posting about their workouts. I wasn't, when I was messaging them, after they followed me, I was actually leading with a coaching opportunity, and that's how a couple conversations about it, it spiked their curiosity. I gave them a compliment, hey, you're basically already doing what a coach is doing. Have you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach? And it usually spikes the interest for them to say either, no, I'm not interested, or no, can I know more? And if that's the case, I think it's a really good conversation builder, and I've had a couple ones already come from it, just over a short period of time too. So
yeah, have you got him on the phone yet?
No, I'm scared of the phone. That's something I need to utilize this coming week, if not shortly.
You just got to do it. And remember what I told you. Remember the acronym FORM. Family, Occupation, Recreation, Message, right? Mm-hmm. So start talking about family, recreate, what they like to do for fun, how long they've been doing the workouts, right? All that stuff before you jump right into coaching.
No, of course. Yeah, build a relationship, find a connection point, and that's something I've been working on doing, finding that connection point. Yeah.
So awesome. And like I also said to John, it's and I'm willing to do this with any of you guys, anybody that, I would recommend you talk to them first, talk to them on the phone. And you can even mention this to them, if they're not convinced, or you could just throw this out there. Hey, if you're interested in talking to my coach, my upline coach, who has been in this for, nearly 10 years and has made, over $1 million, he'd be happy to get on the phone with us and explain to you more about it. So if you like said something like that and they were interested, I would be more than happy to get on the phone with them too. The three of us. So that's an option. Maybe it's your brother or sister, and they're not going to like people that you've known for a long time. They may not, listen to you, but they'll listen to me, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna find that you're gonna have a lot easier time convincing complete strangers to join you, to sign up with you, than you are your own family. It's crazy, but that's been my experience. So, yeah, let's wrap up. I mean, we don't need these calls to go that long. And basically, Chris, John, you guys can send me your BATs, and then like next week we'll just talk about, them more on the call than we did this week, and just see how you guys have been doing. But just, Brent, Bridget, just start that 100 method. First you got to create a group, because you got to have some place that you're going to invite people to, right? That's the first step. And then, come up with your script of what you're going to send them, and then start the 100 method. And it's that simple,
Okay. Quick question, Greg. I don't know if you've gotten this, because I've gotten this at least, because I've invited, I think, about 10 people or so far. And I've had at least 2 people, maybe 3, say things like they've had issues trying to sign up for the My Challenge Tracker. Have you been having that?
You will have that with anybody who is not in the US, Canada, or the UK. So
Okay.
They have to put a US address. And I just tell them, pick the White House address, right?
Okay.
It doesn't matter. But if they are in one of those countries, then they should not have any problem signing up. And
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I would refer them to Team Beachbody Tech Support if they are,
Okay. All right. Sure thing.
So, all right, guys, have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Good day, I should say.
Yeah, good day.
All right.